Pure Maths P1. This time it's October 2021, variant 13. And here is the schedule of AS and A2 level live sessions. And of course, recorded lectures will also be there on the YouTube channel. So let's get started with this one. Now, in this particular paper, my strategy will be doing the paper in two parts. So that is easier for the viewers to have a look at it also. So around 30 minutes per part. In the first part, I'll be focusing on the first 6 questions. Now this question is about transformation of graph. So this is transformation. It says the graph of y is equals to fx is transformed to the graph of y is equals to minus fx plus 3. Now, why have I changed the order? Now, this is a very important thing that people need to understand. Whatever we do, whatever transformation we apply, this is basically for a function. So basically, our focus should be on the function, what exactly is happening to the function. So now the first step is you change it into y equals to negative fx. That means what you have done is that you have transformed the graph with a negative sign. So the very first step is flip y is equals to fx in x-axis. That is the first and foremost thing. Second thing, what is the second step? The second step is now you are translating it 3 units up. So translate vertically by 3 units. And it's always a good idea to write the translation vector. So the translation vector is 3, 0. So this is what's happening and in the right sequence. That is why the examiner has written in the right sequence, in the correct order, because the examiner might have the experience that people are writing the right transformation but maybe in the wrong order. So keep track of this. That is the first question. Now let's look at the second. Actually, there is no other part, so that's for 4 marks. That's perfectly fine. Question number 2. It says find the first 3 terms in ascending powers of x of this expansion. 1 plus ax raised to power of 6. Therefore, that is 6c0, ax power 0, 6c1, ax power 1, and then 6c2, ax raised to power of 2, and dot, dot, dot. The first term is 1, and this is 6 into ax, and 6c2, that is 15, and this is a square x square. That is the expansion of this first expansion, the first bracket, and that's the only bracket that we are expanding. And they are only asking us for the first 3 terms. Now, after we are done with this, what exactly are they asking? Given that the coefficient of x square in the expansion of 1 minus 3x multiplied with 1 plus ax raised to power of 6 and the coefficient of x square is negative 3, find the possible values of the constant a. Now rewrite the first statement 1 minus 3x, and this is 1 plus 6ax plus 15a square x square. Now what multiplies with this? Which particular term multiplies with which particular term? The 1 multiplies with the 15a square x square, and the negative 3 multiplied with 6ax, and we are only focusing on the coefficient. So coefficient of x, the green with the green, that is 1 into 15a square, the blue with the blue, minus 3 into 6a, and this equals to negative 3. So let me color code it. That's the blue, that's the blue, and this is the green, this is the green. So now when we multiply, this is 15a square and this is minus 18a, and plus 3 equals to 0. Simplify it. 5a square minus 6a plus 1 equals to 0. 5a square minus 5a plus a, actually minus a, plus 1 equals to 0. Be very, very careful with the middle term factorization. That is 5a minus 1 minus 1a minus 1 equals to 0. Therefore, a minus 1. 5a minus 1 equals to 0. Therefore, a comes out to be 1. Therefore, a comes out to be 1 over 5. So, both answers are acceptable. Question number 3. Now, let me label this thing. So, this one was binomial. And the first one was transformation of graph. So, this is 4 marks. And then 5, and 5 plus 4 is 9. So, altogether 9 marks up till here. Let's move on. Question number 3. This looks like a completed square form. And what else is there? Something to do with increasing or decreasing function. So, both concepts are being asked. First of all, you have to simplify it. So, write 5 y square minus 6y plus 10. That is the first thing. Take common. 5 as it is, y square minus 6y plus bracket square minus bracket square plus 10. What goes inside the bracket? Half the coefficient of x. So, coefficient of x is minus 6, therefore minus 3, therefore minus 3. Rewrite the first 3 terms as a perfect square. So, this becomes y minus 3, the whole thing square. 5 is still waiting on the outside. And then you have minus 9 plus 10. And then write one more step. Y minus 3 whole square minus 9 plus 10 is plus 1. Now 5 will multiply with this, 5 will multiply with this. So therefore this is 5y minus 3 whole square plus 5. This is of the form 5y plus a, 5y plus a whole square and plus b, where a and b are constants. If the examiner would have said where a and b are constants to be found, so that means state values separately. That means comparing coefficient, a comes out to be negative 3 and b comes out to be positive 5 if the examiner would have asked for this. Now it says the function f is defined by such and such. So fx is x raised to power of 5 minus 10x cube plus 50x, for x is an element of real numbers. It says determine whether f is an increasing, decreasing or neither. So the concept is first find the derivative. That is 5x4 minus 30x square plus 50. Now wait and pause for a second. Isn't this thing similar to this original thing? 5 and minus 30 and 50? Yes, it is. Except what they have done is that they have this y x power 4 and y x square. In other words, y is equals to x square. Therefore, y square is x power 4. So if I make this substitution, this becomes 5y square minus 30y plus 50, which after simplification becomes this thing, which is 5 y minus 3 whole square and plus 5. That is what you get. Now take some time, digest it, understand the concept that is being explained over here. So that's how this thing is done. Now once you have drawn this, once you have calculated, evaluate this thing, now what more needs to be done? What you need to know is that if I draw a graph of this thing, and this time this is f prime x, and the x-axis is actually y, but y is the same thing as x square. Got the idea? Because we have made the substitution, let something. So if I draw this graph and if I compare it with ax minus h whole square plus k, our completed square form, the standard form, a is positive, so that is the shape, and h equals to 3 and k comes out to be 5. So 3 comma 5 is the coordinate of a turning point, which is in fact a minimum. So if I label this, this is a 3, somewhere here is 5, this is the turning point, and it's for all real values. So therefore the graph is something like this. So the graph goes like this. And let me pull it down and make it pass through the turning point. Now we can say and we can see, not only we can see, we can also say that since x square is what you are looking for, and even before that, since x is an element of real numbers, since x is an element of real numbers, x square is also an element of real numbers, all real values of x, that is the same thing as y. Therefore, the f prime x is always positive. Why? Because it always lies above x-axis, as we can see it from the grid, from the sketch. The sketch says it all. So therefore, since f prime x is always positive, therefore the function is always an increasing function of x. A very highly logical question in which the two parts were combined, completing square and then a function of increasing decreasing. That is the first time that you have ever seen something like this. Question number 4. So now 9 marks, and then 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14. So basically 14 marks up till here. Next question, what is this thing about? The first step of an arithmetic progression is 84, common difference is this much, so this is about an AP. Find the smallest value and something else. So that is question number 4. It's an AP. The first term is 84, common difference is minus 3, smallest value of n for which the nth term Tn is negative, Tn is less than 0. What's the formula for Tn? That is a plus n minus 1 into d. That is 84 plus n minus 1 into negative 3. And Tn is 84 plus n minus 1 into negative 3 is less than 0. N minus 1 into negative 3 is less than negative 84. Since the coefficient of the variable is negative, since coefficient of variable is negative, therefore inequality flips, and what happens is that n minus 1 is greater than 84 over 3. So that is how much? 84 over 3. Let me divide. So that is 84 divided by 3 is 28. So therefore n minus 1 is greater than 28. N is greater than 29. Draw a small number line. So just a small number line. This is 28. This is 29. This is 30, this is 31, just to give you an idea. Greater than 29 does not include 29. What is the next integer? 30, and then 31, and then 32, all the way till infinity. But since they are asking for the least value, they are asking for the smallest value. So just pick the very next integer that comes. Therefore, n comes out to be 30. So that is done for this part. So 2 plus 3, that is 5. 14 plus 5 would be 19 marks. I'm just writing it and seeing how much marks are we accumulating. So now over here, the same question is going. The sum of the first k terms. So therefore, AP, first term is 84. Common difference is negative 3. One scenario is n is basically 2k. And in the other scenario, n is equals to k. The sum of first 2k terms, so therefore sum of 2k That is, first of all, write down the formula so you don't mix up the things. That is n divided by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And again, Sn is n divided by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now we already know what is a, we already know what is d. What is the new thing? The new thing is, in this scenario, n would be 2k, and this n would also be 2k. And in this scenario, n would be k, and this n would be k. That's the only new thing and nothing special. Rest is O-level math. S of 2k, that is 2k divided by 2. That is 2 into 84. N is 2k and then minus 1 and then minus 3. I'm leaving it up to you to simplify. So S of k, that is k divided by 2. This is 2a plus k minus 1 into negative 3, and equate both of them and then solve, and then you will find the corresponding value of k. Actually, yeah, you will be getting k, and that is all that is required. So 19 marks till now. Question number 5. What is this question all about? That you can see it for yourself. That is the question of circular measure. Now the diagram looks weird. It says the diagram x and y are point on the line AB such that bx is equals to 9. So let me do some color coding. So there is a green line, bx equals to 9. And since arc AY is 11 and AY is 11, I'm not labeling that. Arc BC is part of a circle with center X. So basically this is also green. And this arc over here, which I am drawing it as dotted, that is because of this, which in reality is a quarter circle. So this thing is actually a quarter circle, or you can think of it as a sector in which theta is equals to 90 degrees, but don't work in 90, work in pi by 2. And the radius of this thing is 9. So these are the two things that you can write. It's technically a quarter circle, but you can also use the sector formula. Similarly, arc AC is part of a circle with center Y and radius 11. So now center Y and radius 11. So therefore this thing goes like this. And I'm drawing the dotted arc over here. And then what is happening is that this thing is also the same thing, which is 11. So now you have another sector. So now this is a sector. And what's the name of the sector? That is AYC. AYC. What is the name of this sector? This sector was BXC. This is BXC. That is the quarter circle. Now, what is the radius over here? Radius is 11. And what is the angle? This angle is AYC, which is to be found. So this is to be found. Now, there is no shaded region. That means the question is not about area. The question must be about the perimeter. Let's see. Show that the angle XYC. Now, XYC is the same thing as AYC. So we call it XYC, we call it AYC, it all means the same thing. Show that the angle is such and such, correct 2, 4 significant figures. Make sure your calculator is in radian RAD mode. Now, first of all, in order to find an angle, I need a triangle. So if I need a triangle, this is the angle. Let me call this as theta. So let angle XYC equals to theta. The orange line, the YC is 11. So YC equals to 11. And the green line, that is XC, that is equals to 9. So you have 9, you have 11. 11 is the hypotenuse and 9 is the opposite with respect to theta. So therefore sine of theta, that is equals to 9 over 11, and hence you will find the value of theta. First get the answer correct to 5 significant figures, and actually they are asking for 4. So first get it 5 significant figures and then get it 4 significant figures, and that will be exactly correct. So that is the first part of this question. Now what else does it say? Now it says find the perimeter of ABC. Now the perimeter of ABC is basically arc length BC. So this is arc length BC. That is what I'm looking for. What else I need? I need the arc length AC. So I need the arc length AC. So this is the green one that I'm interested in. Arc length BC is the, I think I mixed it up. So let me just write it like this. BC is the green one. AC is this one. And what else do I need? I need to add this whole thing. Now this whole thing is up till here is 11. So if I able to find BY, so I need AY plus YB. So I need AY and I need YB, and that would be the perimeter of the triangle, not the triangle, the shape ABC. Now let's calculate each one separately. Arc length BC, what do I need? For arc length BC, that is the quarter circle. So that is option 1. That is 1/4 of 2 pi r. That is one thing that you can do. So 1/4 of 2 pi r, that is 1/2 into pi into r. So r in this one is 9. So therefore this comes out to be 9/2 pi. Alternatively, I can also use the formula that is r theta. So r is 9 and theta is pi by 2, which again comes out to be 9 pi by 2 centimeters. Leave the answer intact. Arc length AC. For arc length AC, you have 11 and you have this angle which is 0.9582. So this is r theta, r is 11 and 0.9582, and of course this answer will come out to be 4 significant figures, and then you should round it off to 3 significant figures, or maybe at the very end. This thing is done. What is AY? AY is already 11. So AY is already given as 11 centimeter. That's given. How can you calculate YB? Now that's the main thing. In order to calculate YB, first calculate XY. So now if I calculate XY, that is equals to, so this is unknown. So therefore XY is unknown. This is 9, this is 11. So XY whole square plus 9 square, that is equals to 11 square. XY square plus 81 is 121. Therefore XY whole square is 40. Therefore XY is square root of 40. So that is the first thing that you get. So now XY is 40 square root centimeters, and XB, that is equals to 9, but XB equals to 9 centimeters. Therefore, what are you looking for? You are looking for YB. So therefore, YB plus XY equals to XB. Something like this. YB plus YX equals to XB. Perfect. So therefore, YB is equals to 9 minus root of 40. That is the answer for this part. So now you can grab your calculator, and the perimeter of this region, that is 9 pi over 2. That is the first part. Let me highlight every single detail. That's the first part. That's the same thing over here. And what else do you need? The second thing that comes out to over here. Let me write this thing. That is 11 multiplied by 0.9582. This comes out to be 10.54. So this is 10.54. This is 10.54. And this is the orange part. And what else do you need to add? You need to add the third part. That is the green one. That is AY. that is 11. So therefore add 11 over here, and the last part, that is YB. YB is 9 minus root of 40. So YB is the last thing, and that is in pink. That is 9 minus root of 40. So you add it all up. Of course, you would be using a calculator over here. You would be using a calculator over here, but just once. And this would be 4 significant figures, and the final answer should be in 3 significant figures. So 19 marks up till here are 20 and 26. So up till here, this is 26 marks up till here. Now let's look at question number 6. Question number 6, what does it say? Question number 6, it looks like a question of functions. So let's solve this thing. Now it's a strange function that they have given, something like a graph of y is equals to negative x cube. On this diagram, sketch the graph of f inverse x. I think that's too easy. So that is something like this. You can make it more accurate, more distance wise, something like this, and then something like this. So that is reflection in the line y is equals to x. Actually, hold for a second. I think first draw this thing and then reflect it. So therefore, when you reflect this thing, it was not exactly the same thing as that. So basically what you are doing is that reflect this thing would be a common point. That is the first thing. That is a common point. And then it's like this. So it's like this, something like this. This is going towards in between the two. So therefore, let me grab a red marker, and then it's like this. And then this portion would be like this. So therefore, this is like this. So that's how the graph would look like. Not very neat, but this thing is, this is the red one. First, let me get the red one. So first of all, what I'm doing is that I'm just joining corresponding points. This thing gets over here. And similarly, let me grab this thing, right? So this thing is like this, and this should be like this. That is one thing. And this one gets reflected, and this one would be like this. So that's how the graph would look like for this thing, but reflection in the line y is equals to x. Now initially what I drew was y, the reflection in the y-axis. That is not what is required. Now what else does it say? Now it is asking for expression for f inverse x. So now expression for f inverse x, it's the same usual procedure, but there will be something like this. So let y is equals to fx. Therefore f inverse y equals to x. Therefore y is equals to negative x over 4 minus x square root. First thing first, square both sides. So when you square both sides, what do you get? You get y square is equals to x square over 4 minus x square. Y square into 4. Y square into 4 minus x square is equals to x square. 4y square minus x square y square is equals to x square. And then x square plus x square y square, this is 4y square. X square common, 1 plus y square is equals to 4y square. Therefore x square is 4y square divided by 1 plus y square. Therefore there are two options. X is equals to a positive 2y over the square root 1 plus y square, or x is equals to negative 2y over 1 plus y square with a square root sign. So either you will end up with a positive or you will end up with a negative. How to decide? Now, in order to decide, what I can do is that, let me get rid of this line. Let me choose a point. For example, let me choose 1. and 1 is giving me a negative value. So f of 1 is negative 1 over 4 minus 1 square root. That comes out to be minus 1 over root 3. That means in the inverse function, if I plug in minus 1 over root 3, I should be getting 1, which is a positive value. Got the idea? Now let me plug this thing in, minus 1 over root 3, when this is the inverse function. So they're asking for inverse. X is basically f inverse y. X is basically f inverse y. Therefore, f inverse x, write it in the proper format, plus 2x over 1 plus x square root, and f inverse x is minus 2x over 1 plus x square root. Now when I plug in this value, x is minus 1/3. When x is minus 1/3, I should get 1. So when I plug in this is plus, this is 2 into negative 1/3, and this becomes 1 plus 1 over 3 square root. Now because of this minus sign, I'll be getting a negative value which is not required. So therefore the correct option is this one, f inverse of negative 1 over root 3, that is negative 2 multiplied by negative 1 over root 3, and then when I plug in downwards in the denominator, 1 plus 1 over 3 square root. So therefore this is positive, this is positive, overall this is positive, so that is the right choice. That means the inverse function has a negative sign. So write down the final answer separately. The inverse function expression, f inverse x, that is what you are looking for. That has a negative sign, which is negative, and this is 2x at the top divided by 1 plus x square root. So that's how you have to do the thinking. Now the last part for this, the last two parts, the function g is defined by gx is such and such. Show that the maximum possible value of a for which fg can be formed. Fg can be formed only for 1 mark if and only if range of G is a subset of domain of F. What is the range of G? So when you plug in A, G of A will come out to be 2A. G of minus A will come out to be negative 2A. That means the range of G, if you want to write it, that lies between 2A and negative 2A, because it's a straight line, it's straight forward thing. But we are interested in domain of f. What is the domain of f? Domain of f is this thing, minus 2 to 2. So therefore x lies between 2 and negative 2. So now link this thing either with this one, that's one linkage, or link this with this thing, that is the same thing, and in place of x you're going to write this. So basically what I am writing is that gx is 2a, gx is 2a is less than 2, therefore a is less than 1. Maximum possible value, so the maximum value is 1. If you were to evaluate the same thing with minus 2a is greater than minus 2, because when you read it, that's how you will read it, and a is still less than 1, therefore the maximum value is x is equals to 1. And the last part for this question, so now over here it's 26 marks, 26 plus 1, 27, 4, 31, 31 plus 1, 32, 32 plus 2 is 34. So that's like half of the paper, that is 34 marks. Not exactly half, almost. Assuming that fg can be formed, find and simplify expression for f of gx. So f of gx, that means gx inside fx, and this is minus x over 4 minus x square minus x over 4 minus x square root. Now what is gx? Gx is 2x. So minus 2x divided by 4 minus 2x whole square root, that is negative 2x. That is equals to, there is a plus or a minus, let me double check. There is 4 minus x square, that is 4 minus 4x square root, that is negative 2x, 4 common, 1 minus x square root, that is negative 2x, and this is 2 square root 1 minus x square. I think that is enough of simplification. So therefore this is minus x at the top and 1 minus x square at the bottom, and this minus would remain as it is, and this 2 and this 2 would disappear. So this is the answer for this part. So therefore part 1 of November 2021 variant 1-3. I'll stop over here. Stay tuned for more details.